Alright, so here's my beautiful Dell PowerEdge 6400. We have 1 times floppy drive, 1 time CD-ROM drive. Only CD-ROM, doesn't even burn CDs. 2 main disks that I use for the root partition of Debian Wheezy. These 2 are set up in a volume. Every drive here is about 18 gigabytes, so that's the main. These 2 are set up as a volume. These over here are 18 gigabyte drives. Yeah, set up in RAID 0. It's just mainly it's not really an experiment, but if anything fails, I don't really have a way to fix it or know how to fix it. Well, I might have a way to fix it, but I don't know how to fix it, so this would be kind of interesting to mess with. So these are a little locked in with a key. Boop. Actually, is it still here? Well, I might still have the key on me. Guess I don't. Should be one lane right there too. And, okay, so you got that. Then on top I have a myriad of different devices. I guess first of all, Nexus 7 and a little keyboard dock thingy connected to a remote server out in, I think, Texas. This is just a little one I have an account on. Behind it is my Raspberry Pi laptop. This is connected to the server machine, SSH, and running HTOP, so it's just displaying stats. There's the Pi back there. There's the Wi-Fi. I can monitor stuff there. Up here is a Linksys WRT54G running DDWRT, and it's running in client mode connected to my main router. This provides Ethernet, you can't see it, but this provides internet to the server back here. I have a PS2 keyboard hooked up for BIOS shit. I have a USB external hard drive hooked up, 1 terabyte, bigger than anything this computer has. I think it's only going at 1.0 speeds, but yeah. There's the Ethernet coming from the WRT54G, a bunch of other unused connectors. And then here I have my laptop doing various things. Also SSH to the same one. Redundancy. And also I've got XRDP running on this, which basically it creates an RDP server, a remote desktop protocol server, and it also creates a little local VNC session on the server and forwards that via that RDP. So if I go in with Windows and tell it to connect to the IP of the machine, it'll connect, and it brings me up with a screen where I can type in my username and password. It'll log in, and I've got OpenBox and Tent2 set up at the moment. So this is basically a replacement to using something like a big fat ass monitor on top of this hooked to the VGA. And it's almost as if I had a monitor hooked up. It's pretty darn fast, like just loading shit. I can do stuff like load Chromium. You can actually see it probably load over here. Yep. And yeah, and runs Chromium fairly decently. Like, considering it's an old server with running through an old router too. The server has 4 Pentium 3 processors at 700 megahertz each. You can see those here, and you can see where Chromium was using them. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, It's running Debian Wheezy 32-bit. Right now, it is a web server slash SSH server slash Minecraft server. And the only reason why, well, and it runs the Minecraft server pretty decently, like actually just running it. And the only reason that is because of the 4 processors. It has a ton of bandwidth to handle the server. So actually, if I go, I can leave that running. Launch Minecraft. Focus. Log in. Multiplayer. And the server's right here. So right now this is logging into the Minecraft server that's running on this server. And after my computer stops trying to shit itself over Minecraft, you get Whee! And also, I had a guy connect from Sweden and say it was still just fine. He actually built a mass spawner on a previous map I had, and spawned about 1,000 animals and mobs and various stuff, even like blazes, and it handled it fairly well. There's a little bit of stutter, but not anything that stopped you from playing. And that was only when it first started spawning. After it kind of got through it, it was just fine. Got a little mouse hooked up to the Nexus 7 over OTG. USB OTG. So I can switch through here. Reopen my SSH session. Currently running CyanogenMod 10.0. Just because I was running Panda on Android, but I had a couple Bluetooth issues, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Bluetooth keyboard right now that I think is hooked up to the Windows machine, so I can kind of back up from it, but still interface with it. Disconnect, and that's about it. I can run any little X app I need. I can exit back out. So actually I can just log off technically, and it'll close out. And yeah, pretty good for, well, I paid like $40 for the entire stack of servers. Top one definitely working, bottom one maybe working, bottom two for spare parts, and so about $10 for the server, and I have a decent server that'll hopefully last me a while. Over 10 years old. Jeez. I think the BIOS, like last BIOS date was like August of 2000 or something. Think about this. Before the iPod. So yeah, that is about it. Goodbye.